What is up, guys? Silver Warrior here, and I want to apologize for not uploading for the past couple of days. I was just getting here and everything, kind of busy with stuff, but did want to make a video for you guys today, and hopefully the next days will be pretty normal as well. You can see the setup's a little bit different here, because I didn't bring everything with me. I only brought a little bit of silver to make the videos with. Might be picking up some silver too, maybe while I'm here. We'll see. But anyway, let's get into this video here, and of course you already know what it's about, and that is the top 5 things not to buy when silver stacking. And without any further ado, let's get into this. And number 1 is going to have to be, and actually really quickly I do want to say, before taking any of this account, if you're buying something for a really good price, then that kind of negates any of this. But usually when I'm talking about things not to buy, I'm talking about buying them for a normal price that you'd expect to see retail, because they're never going to gain any value. They're always going to be wasting you money. Well, that number 1 is fractional silver. And the reason I brought up that point is because, before you say, oh, well, those are fractional bars, I didn't pay fractional price for this. I paid around melt for this, even though it is fractional and they do carry premiums on them. I wouldn't pay with the premium for these, though, because they do sell for a little bit of money. They sell sometimes nearly $1 a gram, even though it's 100 grams of silver, just because it's little fractional bars. But I paid as if I was buying a 100-gram silver bar. I didn't pay as if I was buying 10-gram silver bars, which is the only reason why I purchased it. I would never pay full price for something like that. But anyway, yeah, fractional silver is the biggest waste of money I can think of out there right now. Maybe not the biggest, but overall the biggest scam in silver, because when it comes to fractional silver, basically you're paying literally such a ridiculous premium that you might as well just save up for an ounce. Like, if you're buying a gram of silver, I think when I'm thinking about it, you could probably buy maybe 10 grams of silver for the cost you could buy an ounce of silver for, is the point I'm making. So if you want to stack fractional because it's cheaper, then you might as well just save up for an ounce, because you can get so much more. And then if you're one of those people that is buying it because you say, oh, well, it's going to help me in an economic collapse because an ounce of silver is going to be worth so much more that I can't buy only a gallon of milk with an ounce of silver. I'm going to want to use fractional for that. There's much better means than buying 1 gram silver bars, trust me. Like, this is something that's meant for a situation like that, because it can be broken up. And these still carry ridiculous premiums. But if you are prepping for an economic collapse, trust me, silver is the least of your concerns. You're going to want to be getting more into that, because I know a lot of people, the big mistake they make is they stack precious metals and that's it for an economic collapse, which that's not going to be the most important thing. Now, the second thing is going to be modern US coins, or any kind of like silver or even gold bullion graded MS69 or below, because the amount of value that that's going to gain is practically zero. You're literally looking at a stagnant coin that you just paid double melt value for, especially with like MS69 pandas, maple leafs, and really especially with the MS69 American Silver Eagles, because many of the eagles circulating out there are around that shape. So they're just so common that they don't ever gain any value on them. Even the ones from 1980s and 90s, excluding key date years, of course, still don't sell for anything compared to what the MS70s sell for. And it's the MS70s that's the only ones that they make in really low mintages. Like, I'm talking about the special variety ones you can pick up, like the gold foils and stuff like that. That really is going to gain value. But with the 69s, you might get like a first strike or something like that, but it's not really going to be worth anything in the long run. And even the MS70s you're taking a gamble on, but the MS69s, you're taking, I guess you could say you're taking a gamble that you literally have a 0% chance of ever winning. It's like going to Vegas, but you actually know you have a 0% chance already of winning, instead of going there and having that tiny little chance that you might win something big. You're literally never going to win on them. And at the end of the day, once the hype kind of goes down, they actually end up selling for less the next year a lot of the time than they did that current year. So you could even end up losing money on them if you plan to sell them. And with modern US coins, it's the same thing. There's no point of buying ones that are graded, because they're worth such little amounts that the cost of grading them was probably higher than what they end up selling for anyway. So you might as well just go with something that's MS70. Next thing I want to talk about is those weird art bars that you'll find, especially a lot on eBay, and just in general. And I'm not saying all art bars are a scam, but most of them are, especially the ones that are like be like Happy Birthday Silver or something weird like that, and they're just made by some random company because they often charge double or triple melt, and they'll be like super rare, and they're made by some random company that no one knows of. So it doesn't matter how rare they are. Like I can make a 1-in-1 silver poured piece, and who would care? Because I'm not someone that anyone knows when it comes to pouring silver or even in general. So I could literally pour a piece of silver and it would only sell for about melt because like why would anyone care beyond the silver content? And with those art bars especially, it's really finicky anyway, even the ones that are valuable. So like with those, you should never really be paying above melt unless it's something like a maybe a rare like Engelhard bar or something like that. Like that I can understand because they're a very well established company. But with those weird art bars, a lot of them are often fake anyway, and the ones that are real are just not worth anything above their melt value. And the next thing I want to talk about is coins that are certified by random companies because there's many different problems with these. If they're not certified by NGC, PCGS, ANACS maybe, even then sometimes have problems as well. But if they're not certified by a big company, then there's many things that can be wrong with the coin. For one, a lot of the time these companies, just because they're the ones that are also selling the coins, will polish them and then grade them really high, and it looks to be legit for a second, but if you know what you're doing, you should be able to avoid that one. And with that, they'll end up trying to be, make a lot more money or make the coins look proof when they're not, maybe even whatever it is, and they'll try to grade them really high. And I'm not saying don't buy a coin that seems undergraded to you, because if you can look at the coin and tell that it's been undergraded by someone who doesn't know what they're doing, then by all means buy it. Because in that case, you can cut the coin out of its case if you know what you're doing, break the case open in some way, and have it sent in for regrade. And a lot of the time, the difference between an MS64 and an MS66 is much more than a $20 difference if you're talking about older coins. Now, that's assuming, of course, that the grading company didn't put some kind of fake coin in there, because you do have to consider that as well. And that's something that a major company will definitely notice, and you'll end up wasting your $20 a lot of the time because I don't think that you can get refunded. Of course, if you're a member, that doesn't even matter really, because you get free, free submissions. But a lot of the time also, even if the coin hasn't been altered by the company itself, they will definitely overgrade it. Like I've seen things on Instagram where I think this one dude, he had a Morgan dollar that I think it was ANACS. They graded it MS68 when like it was obviously an MS64, maybe 65 at the highest, and he ended up breaking it out, and like that coin sold for practically nothing because anyone who looked at it could tell it was a misgrade. Even though the grade was super high, it was so obvious that the coin was not in a 68 that it just ruined its credibility and actually made it sell for less than what a 64 or 65 would have sold for. But with that, I do hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Do appreciate you watching, whether you do subscribe and like or not, whatever you do. I definitely appreciate the support from all you guys. And with that, that is it for this one. Peace, love, and much respect. So I just realized that I completely forgot to mention one other thing, and I'm really sorry for that. I guess I could try to edit the other video, but it's gonna be kind of a weird transition, so it is what it is. But last thing I need to talk about is this is not anything in particular, but anything from anybody you don't know. If you can't verify that the person has had successful deals in the past, if you don't know them personally to be a good person when it comes to selling silver, and that doesn't mean you have to know the person themselves, but know the company, whatever it is, then don't buy from them, because as we've all seen, it's so easy to get scammed when a person is literally sitting behind a computer with no identity to them other than what they put out there, and then you just end up not getting anything, or you get stuff that you're way overpaying for because you think it's better than it really is because the photos are really poor. Whatever it is, don't be buying from someone that is going to scam you. And with that, for real now, that is it for this one. Peace, love, and much respect.